Doom the Dark Ages was recently announced at the Xbox Game Showcase this summer, introducing us to a new medieval setting, some familiar yet unique demons, and a freaking shield that has a built-in chainsaw you can throw like Captain America. And the only real downside is that this game has that vague 2025 release date. But while gamers are waiting patiently for this next installment in the Doom franchise, I figured this was a great time to help you guys find some new indie games. Hey there, I'm CGDannyB and I'm about to show you 10 indie games that you can play if you're feeling that boomer shooter itch and just can't wait for the new Doom game. And before you comment,
"Oh, Danny, just go play the old Doom games."
Yeah, no Sherlock. I'm trying to show you something else here, okay? Now before we get started, if you could do me an itty bitty favor and just hit that like button, I'd be super thankful. Plus if you don't,
I'm gonna rip and tear my way through this computer screen and split you in half like the demon scum you really are.
I'm sorry, that was excessive. But yeah, how about I show you 10 boomer shooters that you can play to hold you off until Doom the Dark Ages arrives. This high-octane cyberpunk first-person shooter is Turbo Overkill. Get immersed in a neon-soaked dystopian future where advanced technology and ruthless corporations dominate the landscape, blending the elements of high-tech and low-life to create a gritty and immersive world. Turbo Overkill places players in the role of Johnny Turbo, a half-human, half-cyborg on a mission to cleanse the city of a rogue AI known as Sin. The game emphasizes fluid movement and high-speed combat, where players can perform wall running, double jumps, and power slides, making the gameplay dynamic and engaging. Fight through enemy hordes with Johnny Turbo's diverse arsenal of weapons, from traditional firearms to futuristic gadgets like a chainsaw leg. And you also have a unique melee weapon that allows you to perform brutal close combat takedowns. So whether you're a fan of cyberpunk, high-octane action, or immersive storytelling, Turbo Overkill delivers on all fronts, and you can pick it up right now on Steam. If you're looking for a more classic take on the genre, Prodeus is a retro-inspired FPS that blends the fast-paced action and gritty aesthetics of classic shooters with modern graphics and gameplay enhancements. Players will sprint, jump, and strafe their way through hordes of enemies, using a variety of weapons to dispatch foes with satisfying bursts of gore. Prodeus offers an extensive arsenal of weapons, from classic shotguns and machine guns to more exotic armaments. Each weapon feels powerful and satisfying to use thanks to the detailed animations and impactful sound design. The levels in Prodeus are intricately designed, offering a mix of both linear and open environments filled with secrets, power-ups, and of course plenty of enemies for you to pulverize. But if you're feeling inspired by the game's epic level design, one of the standout features of Prodeus is a robust map editor that allows players to create and share their own levels with the community. Prodeus is a testament to the enduring appeal of classic first-person shooters by combining the best elements of the 90s FPS games with modern design sensibilities. So whether you're a veteran of the genre or a newcomer looking for a high-octane shooting experience, Prodeus offers a thrilling ride through a blood-soaked retro-inspired world, and you can hop into the chaos for yourself right now on Steam. Probably one of the most well-known boomer shooters out there, Metal Hellsinger is a rhythm-based shooter that combines intense shooting mechanics with a heavy metal soundtrack, creating a unique and exhilarating gameplay experience. Set in the infernal realms of hell, players take on the role of the Unknown, a half-demon, half-human protagonist on a quest for vengeance against the ruler of hell. The story of Metal Hellsinger is told through a series of levels, each representing a different layer of hell, with a narrative that unfolds through dramatic cutscenes and voiceovers by acclaimed actors like Troy Baker. Yeah, that Troy Baker. The primary gameplay mechanic of Metal Hellsinger is its rhythm-based shooting. Players must time their shots, reloads, and dodges to the beat of the game's metal soundtrack. Hitting the beats perfectly increases the player's score and intensifies the music, adding layers of instrumentation and vocals. And to accompany that rhythm-based shooting, the game offers a variety of demonic weapons, each with its very own rhythm and playstyle. From shotguns and crossbows to dual-wielded pistols and swords, players can find the weapon that best suits their rhythmic prowess. Additionally, players can unleash powerful abilities that sync with the beat to devastate their enemies. The game's art style is dark and gritty, with detailed environments that depict the various hellish realms. The visual effects are striking, with every shot and ability lighting up the screen in sync with the music. And the character and enemy designs are heavily influenced by metal aesthetics, adding to the game's themes. You can play this bold and innovative title that redefines the FPS genre on Steam, PlayStation, and Xbox consoles. Now maybe you've already played Metal Hellsinger, but you still want a new rhythm-based shooter. Then let's take a peek at Bullets Per Minute. BPM Bullets Per Minute is a standout for its innovative blend of rhythmic-based mechanics and roguelike elements, offering a fast-paced and challenging experience. BPM plunges players into a mythical world inspired by Norse mythology, where you assume the role of a Valkyrie tasked with stopping the forces of the underworld from invading Asgard. Every action you make, shooting, reloading, dodging, must be performed in time with the game's heavy metal soundtrack. But to differentiate from the previous title, BPM incorporates roguelike elements, meaning levels are procedurally generated and each run is unique. Players will collect upgrades, new weapons, and abilities throughout their journey. And death is permanent, so players must start from the beginning upon every failure, making each run intense and rewarding. Now I know that's literally just me giving you the definition of a roguelike, but just in case you weren't aware, now you are. Each level culminates in a boss fight that puts players' rhythm and shooting skills to the test. These bosses have unique attack patterns that require precise timing and quick reflexes to overcome. So if you're ready to step into the boots of a Valkyrie, you can check out Bullets Per Minute on Steam, Switch, PlayStation, and Xbox. Now unfortunately, the studio behind this next game closed down last year, but that doesn't take away from one of the coolest FPS games that I have ever played, Boomerang X. This action-packed shooter is all about combining high-speed movement, aerial combat, and strategic gameplay. Unlike other games in the genre, Boomerang X avoids that red and black heavy metal hellscape that most games in the genre use, and teleports you to a far more colorful and mystical world. You play as a lone warrior armed with a magical boomerang, tasked with fighting through waves of enemies to uncover the secrets of this mysterious land. This incredibly powerful boomerang is capable of being thrown and recalled at extremely high speeds. Mastering the boomerang's trajectory and timing is crucial for taking down enemies efficiently. And eventually, you'll be allowed to teleport to your boomerang, perform mid-air dashes, and slow down time to target enemies more accurately. This creates a dynamic combat experience where players are constantly on the move, dodging attacks, and striking from unexpected angles. The mesh of Boomerang X's fluid movement, challenging combat, and unique visual style makes it stand out as a fresh and exciting addition to any FPS player's library. Prepare to dash your way through some crazy hordes of enemies in Boomerang X on Steam or Nintendo Switch. Severed Steel is a fast-paced acrobatic shooter featuring a unique one-arm protagonist, fluid movement mechanics, and destructible environments following the story of Steel, a nimble one-arm protagonist who wakes up in a futuristic dystopian world. Just after losing her arm and being left for dead by a corrupt megacorporation, Steel embarks on a mission of revenge. One of Severed Steel's selling points is how the game excels at providing players with a sense of fluidity and freedom. Players can wall run, dive, slide, and perform acrobatic flips to dodge enemy fire and navigate the environment. These movement mechanics are intuitive and responsive, allowing for seamless transitions between actions. And due to Steel's one-armed condition, players cannot reload their weapons. Instead, you must constantly pick up new weapons from fallen enemies, encouraging aggressive play and forcing players to stay on the move. But hopefully you'll be able to plan each step you take with the bullet time mechanic, allowing players to slow down time and execute precise cinematic maneuvers. Experience the fluid movement, destructible environments, and unique challenge presented by Severed Steel on Steam, Epic Game Store, Switch, and PlayStation 5. So when the line to play the demo for this game at PAX East never ended, you know it's going to be a good one. This is Fallen Aces. Fallen Aces is a comic book styled noir-inspired shooter that blends classic crime drama elements with intense action, offering a unique and immersive experience. Get transported to Switchblade City, a gritty crime-ridden metropolis reminiscent of 1930s noir films. The story revolves around the Aces, a group of vigilantes striving to keep the city safe from rampant crime and corruption. Players step into the shoes of one of the Aces, unraveling the dark and twisted plot while delivering justice to the city's underworld. Players can engage in both melee and ranged combat, utilizing a variety of weapons such as brass knuckles, bats, pistols, and Tommy guns. The melee combat is visceral and satisfying, with a focus on close quarters brawling. Though you can run and gun your way through each encounter, stealth also plays a significant role in Fallen Aces. Sneak through environments, take down enemies quietly, and avoid detection. Or if you're like me, you accidentally mess it up and end up fighting fist to fist anyway. With its immersive narrative, engaging gameplay mechanics, and striking visual and audio design, Fallen Aces offers a unique and captivating experience, and you can check out the game in early access right now on Steam. Are you looking for a boomer shooter with eldritch horror surrounding you? Then here's Forgive Me Father 2. A twist of intense retro FPS with the eerie atmosphere of Lovecraftian horror. Forgive Me Father 2 is the very anticipated sequel to the original Bite Barrel release. Upon being thrusted into the nightmarish world inspired by the works of H.P. Lovecraft, the narrative follows a protagonist who's battling not only external horrors, but also internal madness. A unique feature of the game is the madness mechanic. As the protagonist encounters more horrors, their sanity is affected, altering the gameplay experience. This could lead to both advantages, such as enhanced combat abilities, or disadvantages like distorted visuals or erratic controls. And in true survival fashion, players must carefully manage their ammunition, health, and other resources. This adds a layer of strategy to the game where conserving supplies is often as important as defeating enemies. The levels of Forgive Me Father 2 are designed to encourage exploration, with multiple paths, hidden secrets, and bits of lore scattered throughout the environments, rewarding curious players by adding depth to the gameplay experience. Forgive Me Father 2 is still in early access and receiving regular updates, but if you want to jump into Forgive Me Father 1 before checking out the new shiny version, the whole series is available on Steam. Imagine a future where if your brain doesn't receive dopamine every 10 seconds, you die. Well, that's the reality in Mullet Mad Jack. This action-packed platform shooter stands out for its retro-inspired graphics, intense gameplay, and humorous tone. Mullet Mad Jack takes players back to the 1980s with a vibrant aesthetic and over-the-top action. You play as Jack, a mullet-sporting, muscle-bound hero on a mission to save the world from an evil corporation. Featuring tight responsive controls, players will navigate through challenging levels filled with obstacles, traps, and enemies. Precision and timing are crucial as you jump, climb, and dodge your way through each stage. Just make sure you're constantly taking out enemies, because if that timer ticks down, you lose. Armed with various weapons, from your trusty fist to an arsenal of guns and explosives, combat is always going to be fast and frantic, requiring players to switch between melee and ranged attacks to deal with different types of enemies. Plus, you get to hear a high-energy soundtrack that's a mix of synthwave and rock, perfectly complementing the 80s theme. So if you want to check out this love letter to the action-packed, over-the-top entertainment of the 1980s, you can pick up Mullet Mad Jack on Steam right now. And to round out this video, let's talk about an epic, highly anticipated first-person shooter developed by the teams behind The Vanishing of Ethan Carter and Bulletstorm. This is Witchfire. Combining dark fantasy elements with roguelike mechanics, Witchfire immerses players in a grim, fantastical world, where they take on the role of a witch hunter in pursuit of powerful, malevolent witches. The game features fast-paced, skill-based combat that requires quick reflexes and strategic thinking. Players wield not only a variety of firearms, but also a collection of magical abilities to take down formidable enemies. As a roguelite, Witchfire incorporates procedurally generated levels, ensuring that each playthrough is unique. Players will face different enemy layouts, environmental challenges, and loot opportunities in every single run. Death is not the end, but it's a chance to learn and adapt, encouraging players to improve with each attempt. And throughout your journey, you can collect resources and unlock upgrades that enhance your abilities and equipment. Witchfire has generated a lot of excitement and anticipation since its reveal at the Game Awards back in 2017. Its unique combination of dark fantasy, intense combat, and roguelike mechanics has drawn comparisons to beloved titles like Dark Souls and Doom. And while it's still only in early access, it can only improve from its current state. You can pick up Witchfire in early access on the Epic Games Store. Just be sure to use code CGDannyB at checkout because it really helps a brother out. And there you have it, 10 games that you can play while you're waiting for Doom: The Dark Ages. Now, this is only a small section of the games out there you can play to scratch that demon slaying itch, so let me know if I missed any of your favorite Doom clones in the comments below. I hope I was able to help you find your next favorite indie game, and if you want to stick around for some more awesome indie content, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.